G'day, I'm ILLIBET, and on today's Conan Exiles guide, we'll be exploring the Dregs dungeon, located in 4D just behind Skulker's End. It's a dungeon that may have gone a little bit overlooked. I do highly advise doing early game, preferably repetitively, and we're going to go into some of the reasons why along the way, along with learning a snazzy set of new armor, the reptile armor, which you can also make in regular and epic. Fairly decent stats with mostly stamina, but also some health there, and the same in the regular. We can also get the Abyssal Sword recipe. These are recipes that drop in here. And the Abyssal Daggers. Not that great, but could make a very nice skin for your weapons on the Thermagogy bench. And along the way, you'll also acquire the recipe for the glowing stick, which will enable you to make the glowing torches. It is a cooling one, so it will keep you cooler in places like the volcano rather than heat you up. And it also doesn't go out underwater, which is quite nice. You'll also get the breathing potion recipe and the glowing essence, which is required for Witchfire and Radium Gem. Abyssal arrows, which are fairly decent for a kind of cheap arrow. What you're going to want to bring along your way is likely a torch, because it can be dark if you enter upon nighttime. It will stay nighttime in most dungeons until you leave again, even if daytime occurs on the outside, because fun come things. You don't really need to bring arrows because you can find a lot in there, but I do advise bringing some arrows and a bow. Doesn't matter the quality. You can bring star metal, you can bring flint, you can find some along the way. You can also use throwing axes and javelins if you so desire. We just need them to push a button, which I'll show you when we get there. Your favorite buffs never go astray. I like a strength buff, so I've got salted pork and some black lotus. And I also have some food that will help me sate well with the cooked pork feast. It also does a little bit of hydration. I got some heals, got some bandages, because when you're out of battle, you can bandage for a little bit cheaper. Mind you, you do not need to be level 60. You can cheese this pretty easily by running past all the skeletons and all of these guys. You don't need to loot these boxes here, although you can get some pretty cool stuff. Even this is worth grabbing, because if you get full, you can open it up and it has a lasting feast in it pretty much every time. It won't necessarily be in there, but worth getting. There are a lot of skeletons in there, and that will give a lot of alchemy resources, so that is a good reason to do this often. There are a fair few sorcerers out the front here, so if you feel like killing them, you can. We just found a name dude, but anyway, sidetracks. Our goal is essentially to lead one of these guys up here, because usually they'll be chasing us. You basically want to lure someone here to this and kill them on top. This little ghost pretty much allures to that. A little bit of stabby stab. I'll leave God mode and they'll come running at me. Maybe they don't see me. Now they see me. I do believe knocking them out also works if you are a bit more of a pacifist. Once the blood has been sacrificed, this will open up and you can travel on down. It is a dungeon, so you will respawn if you happen to die and spawn at the beginning. Immediately upon entering the dungeon, you are going to find this tablet. This is the one where we learn the glowing sticks. I highly advise touching that. And I didn't mention before, bringing some type of cleaver is a good idea, because at the end we have a chance to get some abyssal flesh. It's quite nice for making some ichor and a little bit of a heal and feeding some pets. My weapon of choice today is the Star Metal Cleaver, so I can put that on. I can also recommend potentially bringing a sickle here, as there is also a lot of glowing goop, and a pick for these lizards and getting lots of ichor. Little story if you want. Diving to the bottom of these pools usually yields some pretty average boxes, but this is where you will find the glowing goop. This box happens to be kind of decent this time, you know, beginner game decent. If you're not fighting all the guys or getting all the boxes, there's a couple in here. Run all the way through, trying not to fall into the pits along the way. And we'll eventually get to this little area where we'll get some more ghosts telling us we're on the right track. Click on the door. This is pretty much one of the only doors that we have easy access to. This is where we're going to start needing our bow and arrow. And we're going to start coming across a couple of skeletons. As you'll see, we're in a kind of what looks like a sewer, because it is. Here we'll immediately find some arrows, so if you have some sticks and you can craft a bow or even craft yourself up, what is it? Not that much, so if you pick like a bush out the front, you'll be able to get a bow, probably be able to get it in here. Actually, I do believe there are some boxes that do drop fiber also. You're looking for these, yeah, with indications of arrows, looking like we gotta shoot it. Once shot, water will start to flow. You should rise with it. You get to listen to her parcel tongue yourself. Oh, be careful because skeletons can gank you pretty easily, but they're not too bad level-wise. They're not like the hardcoreest skeleton, and they do only have Defari stuff, so they're not even damaging me that bad when they do hit me, but if they got me in a corner, it might not be great. If you know, you know. But they do drop some pretty decent stuff in here. I also should have mentioned at the beginning, you probably want to bring 2 or 4 legendary keys because that's where we'll find them at the end, the boxes. We get potentially some legendary weapons out of this, but there is some bosses we can kill along the way anyway and get a key if you did forget to bring some like myself. It's a pretty decent amount of medium padding, not gonna lie. This is another door that we get easy access to. Over here, basically just gotta like jump your way out. Why you like this game? There we are. More arrows if you are lacking. If you do happen to fall off and you need to get back on, heading down towards the very end. Where's my thing gone there? Always look the wrong way. Shoot here. There are some boxes around the behinds of these pillars if you wish to get them. Essentially, head straight forward. It's gonna rise. Click on the next door. Below here, we will also find some boxes, or is it the other side? The other side. So you definitely won't be lacking in arrows. To demonstrate, I forgot how to operate anything. Press every single button. It's rebound differently on this version. Then it slowly rises, and we are going to need to hit another one. So we want to swim down here and go here. There is another box over there that you can touch. Again, it's just going to have kind of meh stuff in it. Actually, it may have something better, so we might check it. Oh, I do believe we have to get the one on the other side too. What am I doing with my life? You don't have to wait for the water. You can just hit it that way too. But now you're going to have to get back up anyway. What does that box have? Yeah, just arrows. Like I thought. Am I quick enough? I was. So one of those activates, well, that's slightly better stuff. One of them activates one and the other activates in here. You do definitely need to get both. Oh, we almost ran past the boss. Very easy to do, very easy. So there's a spider boss just down here. I probably don't need to put on my better armor for it, although I do have pretty random stats on right now. And random weapons and armor. Basically a very, very, very good eco farm in here. You bitch. I want to be so poisoned. Could always utilize my glutton for punishment, but that'd be crazy. Don't touch the acid water because it is in fact acid water. Doesn't harm the spider, but will in fact harm you and your thralls. Same goes for the end boss. Ooh, as you can see, that was very unideal. Didn't even mean to do that. And then we will get Akabani blades. We could potentially get a Numidian helm in here. Excuse you, stop going in there. Apparently some carcasses. Didn't know that happened. A reliable butcher. You know what? Maybe I lied. Maybe we can't get a Numidian helm off here, to be fair. Haven't killed him enough times. Just assume it's the same one as the Akabani throwing blade guy. I might be wrong. Tell me in the comments. I don't recall that guy dropping all of this though. And a relic fragment. We can take all and then hack up with your hackera of choice. If you want more Ica or Chitin, you can try and use the pick. Get a bunch of demon blood and then heal. Making our way back out, probably equipping a weapon again. Nothing does open up on the other side yet. This boss did not always used to be there, so there is always a possibility that they will add more to this dungeon. We've got another skeleton. Rude, my guy. You can see pretty decent loot, and sometimes very decent loot. I'm not going to show you every single box location, but there are some more boxes around here. Now this could end up bad for me, for the sheer fact that I will get knocked down repetitively, and I won't be able to do anything. So I'm going to enter creative mode, just because that'll be annoying to restart. But that is a prime example of why you do not want to get clustered by skeletons, because they may seem innocent. They are not. Let's try that again. A bit of healing in my life. It's a good idea to not take on more than you can handle. This one had some grey lotus, which is quite nice. If you've seen my lotus farming video, you'll know how to utilize that to the best ability to get yourself up a bunch ton more lotus. Let's go down the end here. Great place to come get some putrid flesh here too. Got the box down there. The box tile. All of the preparations that you could possibly need. Now I gotta remember where I gotta go. Somewhere down here. You keep swimming down and then go up here. They just like randomly switch it up here just to like throw people off really bad. Oh, over here. All the way over here. Shoot, we did not score. Maybe we scored? Try a little higher. I think I got it that time. Always try power shotting too. Or not. There we go. I did get it. Head this way. And try and jump up here. If you are having trouble, there is a little bit of an easier ledge over here. We're almost at the end. Quite a quick little dungeon, especially when you're not yapping. You can go either way. I always go left. I don't know why. You can hear her. She sounded a bit crazy. That's the Abyssal Remnant herself. Lovely voice you've been hearing whispered in your ear this entire time. Rude. I was meant to kill you, bro. So I might want to turn off weapon effects. I usually do have them off. Kill the skeletons first, otherwise they're just going to give you grief in a moment. Some nice stuff from that guy. Basically armored our whole army and beginner armorage. Probably want to heal up slightly before actually heading in. Didn't necessarily need to drink a potion. I could have bandaged. I have a lot of potions. He'll start spitting and chasing you, and essentially you just want to wait until she slaps down on the ground like such and apply as much DPS as you can. It's not going to last forever. But having something like bleed, daggers, it's going to do damage as she goes away and does the other things like spits at you. This is a boss that is quite commonly bugged, so don't be surprised if she's a little bugged. Doesn't hit wildly hard. I'm just in like pretty medium armor. It is the epic variety, sure, but you're gonna slap down though? Doesn't love it when you move too much. She wants a target for you to for her to slap on. You can also just keep shooting her. You don't necessarily have to wait for her to DPS slap down. But probably should have waited for my stamina to regen. See, I can in fact still shoot. I'll do damage. Obviously if I had points in agility I'd probably be a bunch better, but here we are. If you wanted to hide, you can cheese pretty easily. You can have a little bit of activity and not risk too much really. It's a little sketchy with thralls because they will run in there and that is acidic, so it will also ruin the durability of the armor even on thralls. I do believe, unless they've changed that, I have to double check. Or unless someone knows in the comments, feel free to let us all know. But once killed, we can then hack up. We'll get some ingredients for crafting the weapons. We get that abyssal flesh, depending on your harvest rates. Touch the book to learn the recipes. And then we do have, oh, it's 3 chests. Okay. She maybe gives you a key if you hack her up with a pick. Honestly, I actually can't remember now, and I possibly should have tried that because this is a guide. But hey, we've gone this far. You've got to figure some things out for yourself, I suppose. And rather than running all the way back out, which I may or may not have done the first few times I've done this dungeon, you can go to this very inconspicuous looking drain hole. And if you're not paying attention, you'll miss the behind my head. You can't see it. It says return to surface. I never got close enough and I missed it every single time. So I highly advise clicking on this, getting on out, and that's going to lead us to pretty much right behind the dregs, over near where you learn the Khitan dance. They also happen to have a blood golem if you happen to be wanting to go run the Kurak dungeon or trade in some blood crystals or resources over at Mechamosis' Spire. Where are we? Over there. You can always get a couple of those while you're here. There's also another spawn right before we get into the dungeon itself, so you can do both of those pretty easily and can even get this one over here. Get all 3 of them and then do the dungeon, and you get a nice little farm area there. He's just down here. He won't pop up if I'm in God mode, so I'll stay out of God mode. Somewhere around here, in theory. There he is. Just had to leave the area and come back because funcom thing. Kill him. For some reason he's not interested in me. Usually they will be. Come up with a pick. Get some little bonus stuff. Yeah, if you've enjoyed this Dregs dungeon guide, please smash that like button. If you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing. It means a bunch. Stick around for one of these next dungeon guides or check out one of my other gaming videos. Until next time, I hope you have an excellent day, evening, night, morning, whatever it may be, wherever you may be. Have a good one.